What it is, what it do. You already know who it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy here with another episode of Doki Doki Blue Skies. Last episode we had a great date with Yuri, and we're going to be studying together, it seems like, for the exams. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to find out. So, if you're excited too, you know what to do. And without any further ado, let's get into this. I'm really starting to feel the chill of the nippy November air. If this is any indication, it looks like winter's gonna be pretty bad this year. Winter is coming, and it's not gonna be good. Oh, whoop. Let me go back. Blowing into my hands, I start the journey to school, although I stop once I see a familiar red bow on the sidewalk.
Hey, JQilin.
Morning, Sayori. Man, it's cold, isn't it? She shivers slightly. No surprise, given her uniform, much like mine, isn't really built for warmth.
It really is. My hands are the worst. I'm always forgetting my gloves.
Forgetting? Or you just lost them again?
Same thing, really. Anyway, how have you been recently?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, I've been okay. This year feels like it's gone by so quickly, hasn't it?
Tell me about it. I know it's already July. Middle of July at that. Since joining the literature club, it all feels like a blur.
Yeah, you've really settled in well, haven't you? I'm so glad that you managed to make friends with everyone so soon. Especially Yuri.
Huh? Don't pretend you didn't hear her. You heard her loud and clear. What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing, I'm just teasing. It really looks like you two are getting along, huh?
Yeah, we are. She's just really fun to talk to. Always shrouded in mystery, so I never know what to expect. But it's not a bad thing, you know?
I was kind of surprised to see her open up to you so much. I always thought she would just keep to herself.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not complaining though. I'm just glad that I managed to get her out of her shell, you know? I didn't think I'd have anything to talk about to her about when we first met. But I'm glad to have been proven wrong.
She's really smart and elegant, isn't she?
Yeah, for sure. I've never met anyone like her before. I was kind of scared that she'd be really judgmental, cause, well, we both know I'm no poet, nor do I have an extensive taste in reading. But as I got to know her more and more, I felt like we actually have a lot more in common than I realized. She really opened my eyes to a whole new world of literature, and I'm really grateful for that. Sayori is quiet for a moment, although truthfully, I don't really notice. My brain is still preoccupied thinking about all the time I've spent with Yuri.
JQilin?
Huh?
You were staring off into space.
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about stuff. She looks down for a moment.
What kind of stuff do you guys talk about? I've never seen you so lost in thought, so I'm guessing it was pretty deep.
Would you believe me if I said books? The Awakening, to give an example.
I don't think I've heard of it. What's it about?
Oh god, that's a question. Well, the main themes are about society, constraints, loneliness, expectations, that kind of thing. I didn't realize how lonely Yuri was. Discussing the book with her. Okay, hold on. I'm reading it because it says discussing the book with it and drawing upon the parallels between its themes and her life. I think I meant to say discussing the book with her. Okay, yeah, I think they meant to say discussing the book with her, but they just said it instead. So that was just a proofreading error. But see how proofreading errors could throw you off and break the immersion of the mod? Because I was having a good flow, then next thing you know, I had to stop because I had to figure out if I'm reading it correctly. Discussing the book with her and drawing upon the parallels between its themes and her life really made me notice. Although, in a strange way, it made me enjoy our time together. I felt like she finally has a proper friend she could talk about her hobbies and walk around town with. I get the feeling she doesn't really get to discuss her literary interests in much detail, which is really sad. But seeing how happy and excited she was, it really puts a smile on my face.
That's just like you, Killin. Always looking out for others. I remember when you were like that with me when we were kids.
Oh, Sayori tried to guilt trip us. Huh, I remember those days as well. They feel like such a long time ago, don't they?
They really do.
But they don't have to be. Oh man, sorry. I'm sorry, Sayori. This just isn't your route. But who knows? If enough people want me to, I'll play your route, okay? And then we could have good times together. Our conversation is cut short by school looming in sight. After bidding each other goodbye, we both make our ways to our respective classes. Is it more Sakurai time? About half an hour has passed since the start of the lesson. After explaining the task, Sakurai left us to our own devices while he sits at the front marking some papers. It's amazing how much more engaging the material is when you actually have an interest in it. Yep. I can't exactly say I'm a history buff, but spending time with Yuri, especially when she talks about themes, really made me appreciate what the world was like during the previous century. It's easy for us to see now, but back then, no one realized Germany was a breeding ground for hatred. Everything going alright, Killin? All good on my end, sir. You were right. This century really is interesting. Of course. Although it's rather unfortunate how I'm limited with such depth I can go into, given that this is just a high school history. Anyway, I wanted to ask you how you were feeling about your upcoming exams. Pretty confident, actually. I've been doing a lot of reading, so I reckon I'll do pretty well on the essay subjects. Well, in that case, I expect your history marks to be a true reflection of how amazing your teacher is. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, teacher Huma. Anyway, that's encouraging to hear. How about the sciences and mathematics? Well, not my strong suit, but I have a few study sessions with Yuri, and I'm hoping she consolidates my knowledge. Study sessions? You're adopting a rather commendable approach to ensure you're a well-rounded student. It has nothing to do with you wanting to spend a little more time with Yuri, I assume. Well, I mean, kill two birds with one stone, right? Oh, just teasing. Though, I don't blame you for wanting to get it in with her. She's pretty, how you kids say, lit, I think. But for what it's worth, take it from me. You've definitely killed two birds with one stone. See, exactly. Sakura and I are on the same page, man. Take it from me. You're taking the most practical approach possible to get it in, fam. He winks and chuckles to himself. A warm flush courses through my cheeks as I watch him. As he approaches the next student. Well, he strikes me as the kind of guy who's been in my situation before. Oh, of course. Sakurai is a total ladies' man. I mean, look at this guy. With the sound of the bell ringing in my ears, I pack up my things and head for the literature club. After waving hello to the girls, I take a seat. Soon after, Monica kickstarts the session. Okay, everyone. As you're all aware, exams are coming up, so for the next few weeks, I think it'll be best if we put these sessions on hold. I know no one really wants to, but unfortunately, I'll be too busy to run them, unless someone else wants to run these sessions in my place. There's a general murmur of conversation. It wouldn't really feel the same without you, to be honest. Agreed. I could do with more time to focus on math and stuff anyway. As much as I enjoy these sessions, they don't really help out with that.
How about you, Sari? Natsuki? Yeah, it's a shame, but I understand. Fine by me. We need to have a Christmas party, though. Like we did with Halloween. We can definitely plan that after our exams are over. For now, though, let's share a poem, shall we? That was a good session to end it on for now, guys. See you all soon. Oh, and Sari, you wanted to talk?
With that, I head for the door with Yuri in tow. Ironically enough, I find myself thinking about Sari this time as I walk home with Yuri. What does she think about when she walked home? I kind of feel guilty, walking home with Yuri instead of Sayori. But Sari stayed to talk to Monica after the club meeting ended, so part of me is kind of glad that I get to talk to Yuri alone, though.
Qilin.
Sorry, I sort of spaced out for a bit.
It's fine. You must be feeling stressed from all the exam preparations.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway, I was just saying, I'm glad that we did end up playing this study session together. With my help, perhaps you'll feel less stressed after today. That is to say, if you need my help at all. I'm not trying to assume anything about your capabilities, or anything.
Don't worry. I'm pretty sure I will need your help. How have you been, though? Read any new books?
I actually did start on one fairly recently. The Stranger, by Albert Camus.
Huh? Is it any good?
It is, at least in my opinion. Simply put, it's about a man who feels like, well, a stranger in society. He is overwhelmingly indifferent to life, and as a result, frequently disregards social norms. I don't know if you're familiar with Camus, but he writes a lot on the absurd.
What, like ridiculous things?
More like absurdity in the philosophical sense. Well, he doesn't explicitly speak on it in The Stranger, but the novel is heavily entrenched with themes of absurdity, and they're shown through the seemingly innate irrationality of the humanity through the plot's events. Funnily enough, the main character only finds happiness after realizing that there's no inherent meaning to life. That's not that I actually find it funny or anything.
Jeez, she's always overthinking her words. It's cute when she gets flustered, but it also makes me worry for her. Well, I'll do what I can to distract her from her nerves. So that absurdity comes from the lack of purpose in the universe, then?
Not quite. Rather, it comes from the contradiction between this simultaneous need and inability to find that purpose.
Dang, kind of a depressing subject matter, don't you think?
I suppose so. But interestingly, Camus still thought that we should search for a meaning to life anyway.
Hey, want to continue our conversation inside? At the start, Yuri looks up to see that we've reached my house.
Oh, I didn't realize that we'd already arrived.
I don't doubt that. After all, our conversation's pretty interesting. We make our way up to the front door as I rummage through my bag for my keys. Right, there they are. The lock smoothly turns with a sharp click. And like that, we're in. I toss my bag onto the couch, while Yuri places hers gently in the floor. As I stretch, a yawn breaks across my face.
Tired already?
She sits down on the couch and smiles with me with a gentle chuckle. Honestly, I'm always tired when I get home from school. I can only take so much schooling before I collapse and die.
I suppose I'll need a defibrillator ready when we start studying.
Hope you know CPR. A little mouth to mouth. I find myself slouching down on the couch as we pull out our revision materials. So many notes to look over, so little time. I really don't want to start. Hey, speaking of death. You know how we were speaking about absurdism before? Isn't all that kind of similar to existentialism or nihilism?
Yes, although I'd say that absurdist thought lies somewhere in between those two. For instance, existentialists would say that you could find a meaning to life. Nihilists would say that you can't, and absurdists would assert that you can to some extent.
So, what would you say your meaning to life is?
So you're finally asking this question? To be honest, I'm not too sure. I don't think I've read enough to form any solid conclusions.
Really? You haven't read enough?
It's not that hard to believe, is it? There's so many books out there that I want to read, but that I may never get to. And there's so many things that I want to do, but can't seem to bring myself to do.
Like what? Yuri suddenly looks up and straight into my eyes, her gaze piercing through my soul.
Like...
Her eyes seem particularly tense above her blushing cheeks and slightly parted lips.
Never mind.
She looks away just as quickly, her cheeks deepening in color. Yo, I think Yuri's thinking some thoughts. I think she's thinking some thoughts. Well. Regardless, you can always ask me for help whenever you need it. Seriously, I'd be really happy to help. I'd be really happy if you could depend on me.
Thank you. You're so thoughtful, as usual. I'm so glad that I have you to rely on, Qilin. It makes you feel safe and secure.
Yuri's voice suddenly takes on a sensual breathiness, causing shivers to run down my spine. Oh, I see. This study session started to turn into a study session. Also, wait, didn't Yuri make a point to beginning that she wanted to be able to do more things for herself? So why is all of a sudden she like, I'm so glad I have you to rely upon? When at first she was like, oh, I want to become more self-sufficient. I don't know. This seems kind of like a shift in character. If they're going to make a point to bring that up, they should be consistent with that throughout the story. But, alas.
Hey, Qilin. You mean it, right? You're not lying, are you?
Oh, no. No. Why would I?
That's right. You'd never lie to me. I'm so glad. I never have to worry about you abandoning me.
Yeah. I don't like where this is going.
Qilin, my heart is beating so fast right now.
I don't have much experience with romance, but isn't Yuri acting kind of weird? Oh, baby. Oh, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm scared. I don't like where this is going. Yuri must have noticed my uncertain facial expression as she abruptly steps out of her reverie.
Oh, sorry. I just said something weird.
It's alright. This is seriously awkward. The only thing I seem capable of doing is laughing uncomfortably. Oh man, I have to admit, this is a little uncomfortable. Let's just change the subject. There's nothing strange about showing gratitude. So don't sweat it, Yuri.
Really? Okay then. Thank you.
Anyway, we better get started on studying before it gets too late. After all, that's the reason why you're here, right?
Ah, yes.
We spread out all our textbooks and notes on the coffee table to begin deciding on where to start. I'm still feeling too awkward to meet her eyes, but hopefully this feeling fades soon. There's no coffee table. Ah, shoot! The pen that I've been spinning twirls out of my grasp and clatters across the table. Yuri jumps a bit, startled by the sudden noise. She must have been concentrating hard on her problem sets. It's no wonder It's no wonder that she's a better student than me, with how incredibly focused she can get. Well, it's not like I set the bar high or anything, but she's just really diligent. She seems virtually immune to distractions and boredom. Unlike me, my mind probably wanders 80% of the time. That's okay, because with that 20% of the time your mind doesn't wander, you accomplish 80% of the work.
It's been a while since we started, hasn't it?
Looks like Yuri picked up on how bored I am. Yeah, we actually got a lot done. Thanks for all your help with math and physics, by the way.
Ah, you're welcome. Helping you solidified everything in my mind anyway, so...
You don't give yourself enough credit. You're a real lifesaver.
Thank you. I know that I sometimes have a hard time articulating my thoughts on certain topics, so just let me know if you need me to explain something again.
Well, I think I got the gist of everything for now. My stomach gurgles before I can continue talking about schoolwork. On another note, how does dinner sound?
Oh, I wouldn't want to impose.
Come on. I'm gonna be cooking for myself anyway. What's one more mouth to feed?
Well, if you're absolutely sure.
Of course I am. Actually, do you want extras to take home too? I wanted to make up for your parents for keeping you away for so long.
They won't need it. You needn't go that far to be a gracious host.
Alright then, if you're sure. You're gonna study a little more? Or do you want to help make sure I don't burn the house down in the kitchen?
I'd love to help, but...
She bites her lip, her cheeks pink.
Would it be alright if I were to do a couple of stretches in the living room while you cooked? I apologize if this isn't appropriate.
Huh? You mean something like yoga?
A little. Although I've never specifically done yoga before. It feels a bit embarrassing.
It's a very specific request. It's quite odd. I wonder where this is gonna go. Is this gonna go anywhere? It's embarrassing? As I try to imagine Yuri doing yoga, my cheeks begin to heat up. Okay, yeah, I can see why Yuri would think that about yoga.
Anyway, it's just some simple stretches to help relieve some of my back and neck pain. I have terrible posture, and sitting down for extended periods of time with my back hunched over tends to make my muscles incredibly tense.
Posture, huh? Yeah, that's what we're calling it. Posture. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Feel free to do your exercises in the living room then. She smiles gratefully at me.
It shouldn't take too long.
I ponder my dinner options as I head into the kitchen. I do still have some frozen dumplings left. But I don't really want to make it seem like they're the only thing I've ever eaten. As much as I love them, a man's gotta have his limits. So, what's another dish that could somehow impress Yuri? Rice is always an option, but I don't know if I have anything to make side dishes with. I quickly wash the rice and pop it in the rice cooker as I think. If I still have some pre-made curry roe left in the box, then... Bingo! I have enough ingredients for it, so curry it is. Good thing I went grocery shopping. My mind wanders as I dice the chicken and season it. This kind of reminds me when Sarah and Yuri cooked for me when I was sick. Talking to Mom about the house getting set on fire was not fun, to say the least. I'm just glad she understood that they were taking care of me and that mistakes happen. Speaking of, I better get the stove going. After a while, I've got all the vegetables and chicken going in a pot. All I need is the chicken stock, seasoning, and the curry roe, and it's all done. I wonder how Yuri's doing. Oh boy. Hold on, I should focus on making the food first. No need to pull a Sayori here. Yeah, you know you made it when your name becomes a verb. The sweet and slightly spicy smell of curry has completely permeated the kitchen by now. It's just like when I was a kid. Back then, it'd be Dad standing here, making the curry. We'd all sit around the table for dinner, talking about our days and the days ahead. I miss those times. But I just need to focus on living in the here and now. All that stuff is in the past. Yeah, we gotta let the past die. kill it if we have to. Otherwise, that wouldn't make anyone happy. I'm just gonna check on Yuri before I continue down this train of thought. Hey Yuri, you doing okay? A sharp inhale through teeth sounds from the living room. Oh, this is where we're gonna find out Yuri does the thing! Did I start her? Whoops.
Yeah!
Her voice seems a bit strained as she answers back. I didn't accidentally mess up her stretching, did I?
I'll be there in a moment.
Ah, it's okay. Feel free to take as much time as you need. I'll just be here. A few minutes later, I have the curry ladled into 2 dishes alongside fluffy white rice. As if on cue, Yuri finally enters the kitchen, sniffing the air appreciably.
Apologies for taking so long, Qilin.
Nah, it's fine. I've made curry before, so I've got this.
It looks great, though. I haven't had Japanese curry in a while.
Well, feel free to dig in then. She smiles as she settles down into the meal. Eating together with Yuri almost feels like an intimate exercise. She carefully savors each bite as if she were a food critic and printed the dish to her memory. So, how's the food? Bring on all the critiques. I'm strong enough to handle them.
Your curry turned out quite well. Although, I believe you could have used some more salt and maybe a bit more heat.
Ah, you're into spicier dishes then.
Well, when it comes to curry, I suppose so. My mother always did prefer spicier foods, and that ended up influencing my own tastes.
I'll keep that in mind the next time I cook dinner for you. My own parents like sweeter curries, probably because I don't have much of a spice tolerance to begin with.
There's no time like the present to begin building up that tolerance.
You got me there. Anyway, if you're finished, I could take care of the dishes.
Oh no, you're the one who treated me, so I should wash them. I can't allow myself to be a bother.
Hey, it's seriously no bother at all.
But...
Alright, if you're not backing down, how about a compromise? You wash, I'll dry. I can wash the dishes, and you can dry them.
Ah, that works.
We gather up all the dishes and pots, and dump them in the sink. It doesn't take long for us to settle into a comfortable rhythm of washing and drying the dishes. However, my attention drifts more and more towards Yuri as time passes on. At one point, I look over in her direction more than I am at the dishes themselves. Well, she'd probably call me out on it if my washing gets too sloppy. She's got that deep look of concentration on her face again. It's pretty amazing how she can get lost in doing things, from studying to reading and even doing the dishes. It's something I seriously admire about her. She has that unwavering ability to completely devote herself to her task at hand. Somehow, I could never see her giving anything up halfway through, or leaving her work unfinished. Honestly speaking, that's a quality that a lot more people need. Yeah, I definitely agree.
Qilin,
Huh? What's up?
you've been washing your hands for almost a minute now.
Wait, what? I look down and see that I've quite literally been scrubbing my hands with a sponge. Oh, sorry. I was just...
Were you lost in thought?
Yeah, I wasn't lost in thought about you. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Sorry.
No need to apologize. I know how often it happens to me, after all. I'm surprised that you were that preoccupied with your daydreams, though. What were you thinking about, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, I'm more surprised that Yuri isn't commenting about my staring at her, but it's good to know that I'm more stealthy than I thought. Either that or she's grown a lot more used to me at this point. Well, I'm sure she's into you too, so maybe she doesn't mind the fact that you're staring at her. Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about how nice this day has been.
Ah, yes. It has been lovely studying with you today. It's always nice being with you. I never find it difficult to talk to you, and you always make me feel comfortable being myself.
Yeah, same here. We stare at each other for a moment, Our blushing faces break into smiles.
Qilin,
Hmm?
may I use your restroom?
She shuffles away for a bit, clearly keen to rush away to the bathroom. That wasn't what I expected her to say, but if she needs to go, then... Of course! Yuri, you know where it is, right?
Thank you.
Quick footsteps follow her upstairs to the restroom. Well, I don't know what I was really expecting, but... guess I'll head back into the living room. It's not too late in the day yet, but it's already dark out. Yeah, it looks like it, dang. What's taking Yuri so long? Should I check on her? Shoot, I really hope my curry didn't upset her stomach somehow. I should probably see how she's doing, just in case. As I make it to the top of the stairs, Yuri steps out of the bathroom.
Oh, Qilin.
Her breath seems a bit irregular, and she looks noticeably more disheveled than I remembered. She must have noticed my concerned gaze as she quickly turns away.
Is there something on my face?
You were just taking a really long time, so I wanted to check if you were okay.
I'm fine, but thank you for your concern.
Her breathing is still suspiciously uneven. Are you sure?
I said I'm fine!
Whew.
I mean,
She takes a deep breath.
sorry for snapping at you. I'm just feeling a little out of sorts. Ooh.
Ah, no. I should be the one apologizing. I didn't mean to pry. Although I don't even know what I'm prying into. Must be serious though, if Yuri's getting this irritable. Yeah, we're prying to some business here, man. Oh man, things started to get a little wonky, bro. Things started to get a little wonky.
It's no problem, Qilin.
We're quiet as we make our way back downstairs. I wonder what she's thinking.
It's starting to get late now.
Yep. I was just about to ask if you wanted to pack up and head out.
I probably should. I don't want to keep you up too late on a school night.
Don't worry about it. I wish we could just hang out forever, but life has other plans. I mean, you could invite her to spend the night. A light blush tinges Yuri's pale cheeks as she continues putting away her books.
Not to mention the bus schedule.
Yeah, we can't have you missing that now, can we? There's a soft look in Yuri's eyes as she finally takes her bag and moves to stand beside me.
I believe I'm ready now.
Alright then, let's go. Walking to the nearest bus stop, our pace is fairly unhurried. But that's alright, it's nice. Leisurely walking through the night with Yuri by my side. Upon reaching the bus stop, we sit down and look up at the clear sky. Countless stars twinkle down from the endless ocean of the night. The darkness seemed all the more deep and unfathomable when compared to the luminous moon. A melancholy smile graces Yuri's face, her eyes shining in the starlight.
Hey, Qilin. Isn't it strange to think that some of the stars we're seeing could already be dead? We just haven't realized it yet. And we may die long before we ever realize it. Humans are ephemeral creatures, aren't they?
Huh? You talk as though you're not a human yourself.
I'm not. I'm a vampire.
But it seems kind of poetic, our being able to appreciate and remember those stars' glory, even after they disappear. Even though we may be short-lived in relation to the rest of the universe, I think it's lucky that we're still able to experience such beauty.
That's a beautiful way of seeing it, Qilin. You're right. People who die, we should be thankful that we were able to spend time with them at all. Like my mother.
From dead stars to dead people, huh? I wonder if Yuri's experienced loss before. She has. Her mother! Looking back at her, though, it's clear that she once again drifted off into her thoughts. Not even the bus's arrival seems to distract her. Hey Yuri, the bus is here.
Oh, you're right. I hadn't noticed.
The bus is pretty empty, although it's to be expected. Most people get off before it reaches the residential areas. Yuri takes a window seat, and I sit into the seat next to her. The night sky outside is still as dark as ever, but now it's filtered by the fluorescent light reflecting off the window. Yuri yawns, politely covering her mouth as she does so.
Excuse me, I'm just feeling incredibly tired all of a sudden.
Yeah, same here. We've been pretty productive today, haven't we? Weren't we?
Mm-hmm.
A few moments pass by quietly, and the two of us swaying gently along with the bus. Without a word passing between us, Yuri starts leaning into me. At this point, my nose is filled with the scent of lavender, mint, and lilac? Although I might not be sure what these scents exactly are, what I do know is that it smells nice. Besides, it just feels so right. I can't help but feel totally relaxed. The warm fuzziness inside me causing my perception of time to slow to a glacial pace. Suddenly, Yuri sits back up with a jolt.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that I was dozing off.
It's perfectly okay. I could stay awake and keep an eye out for your stop if you want to close your eyes for a bit.
No, I'm fine.
She sure doesn't sound fine. Yuri practically can't keep her eyes open anymore.
I'm not sleepy at all.
Her voice has dropped to a murmur, and she hastily makes an attempt at rubbing the sleep from her eyes.
Wake me up, inside, if I feel like sleeping again, okay?
Alright, got it. With that, we fall back into a cozy silence. Within a few minutes, Yuri's nodding off once again. She feels so utterly warm beside me, it's making my heart race. There's a certain tranquility about the vulnerability of her expression when she's sleeping. Yuri must be really tired to completely fall asleep like this. Yeah, she's been doing a lot at our house, you know? Doing the thing with the knife, probably doing some other things in our bathroom, fantasizing about us. I'd hate to interrupt her well-deserved sleep. After all, she helped me out a lot today, and she should get some rest. Plus, it's really nice to have her sleep with her head on my shoulder. Oh, that's always a good feeling. I love that feeling. But she did ask me to wake her up again. She might just be too polite to want to sleep against me, but then again, she might also want me to respect her wishes. Ugh, I'm probably overthinking this. I'll just... we got another choice. Well, I always have the time machine, so I think I'll just let her sleep. You know what? I'll just let her sleep. She's way too peaceful for me to disturb right now. Propriety be darned. I'll let her sleep on me for as long as she needs to. Her head is a bit heavy on my shoulder, but at the same time, her warmth makes me feel light inside. Man, can't believe that Yuri's actually cuddling up to me right now. Back before I joined the club, I never would have guessed that I'd get so close to anyone before the year ended. I'm definitely going to savor this quiet moment for a while. It's been a while before Yuri's eyes finally flutter open again.
Qilin,
She jerks back with an embarrassed look on her face.
did I fall asleep again?
Yeah, did you have a nice sleep? Yuri looks at me reproachfully. I don't... Wait. Hey, you didn't say when besides was nice. It's gonna wake up when you're close to your stop. Yo, what I meant. Don't worry about it, as I see you get some rest. I do look after you as a friend too, right? I suppose. Just particularly irritable tonight. Okay, well, wait, hold on. Now, okay, wait, well, let me go, I'm gonna go back, wait, no, okay. I need to go back into my time machine. And see what happens if I wake her up.
Psst, hey, Yuri.
Oh! Her eyes fly open as she swiftly sits back up, leaving behind only a memory of warmth on my side.
Sorry about that, and thank you for waking me up. I didn't think I'd be this drowsy.
No problem. Want to talk to keep you from falling asleep again?
Sure, that seems like a good idea.
Okay, so it seems like the right decision was to wake her up after all. I gotta hop in the time machine again.
So what would you like to speak about?
I didn't really think that far. Yuri shoots me an amused smile before looking out the window again.
May I ask you a silly question?
Ask away.
Do you think that after graduation, we'll all still remain close? Even if we go to different universities and don't get to spend any time together?
Of course, Yuri. Even if our futures take us to different places, I'm not gonna let something like distance stop us from being friends. Truth is, I put more thought into this ever since I talked to everyone about our futures. But I've decided that no matter what, I still want to stay friends with everyone. And that goes double for Yuri. You see, we would have missed out on this if we just kept going with the other route. So, it's a good thing that I went back in the time machine. Yuri gives a gentle smile and scoots an inch closer to me. Oh, okay. Sure. Sometimes we may be far away from each other. But we've got phones and planes and cars and trains. If I didn't have any other way, I'd still take the time to walk to see you.
To be honest, that's comforting to hear. Although, you know, we still have less time to spend together once we graduate, right?
Well, I'd like to think we're good enough friends to not let something silly like graduation get between us.
Yes, that's true. Sorry, I just get anxious about these things.
Nah, it's probably something that everyone worries about. I don't think anyone wants to lose touch with their friends after graduation. No, they certainly do not. Boy, I remember my last day of high school and graduation. What a very emotional time that was for everybody. But somehow I still managed to keep in contact with at least some people. Most of them not though, unfortunately. Yuri proceeds to look out the window, lost in thought, but not all alone.
Sometimes I think about all the memories we lose as we grow older. For instance, I know that there was some important things my father told me before, but I can never quite recall them. I wonder how much I remember of today in 20 years' time.
Her voice softens as she speaks, lowering down to a husky timbre. I want to say something comforting to her, but I don't know the right words. Well, you can always just ask your dad about it again, right? I think, as long as you can keep in touch with people and don't take anyone for granted, you'll be able to continue making happy memories with everyone. Sorry flashes through my mind for a moment as I say this. Yeah, that's a very sorry thing to say.
I suppose so. On another note, I believe my stop is coming up.
As the bus nears Yuri's stop, she goes through her bag to check that everything's in place. You didn't forget anything, did you?
No, thankfully not.
Want me to walk you home?
No. I wouldn't want you to go that far out of your way.
She looks down for a moment, scuffing her shoes against the floor.
Thank you.
What for? There's a hesitation before she answers, then quickly shoots me a bittersweet smile.
For putting up with me, perhaps. I'm sorry. It's just a rather difficult topic for me to discuss. It's nothing against you, of course.
Don't worry, I get you. There's no need to rush and tell me. You have all the time in the world.
Your patience is forever appreciated.
No problem. If you ever feel like talking, just let me know and I'll listen. Her expression relaxes as she takes a slow, deep breath.
That means a lot to me, Qilin.
With a slow wheeze, the bus finally stops to let Yuri off.
Well, I'll have to be going now. Thank you for everything.
You don't have to thank me all the time, you know, though it is greatly appreciated. I'll see you tomorrow, Yuri. Waving one last time, Yuri ducks out of the bus and into the cool night air. Well, that went differently than I expected, I suppose. But I guess that's fine. It was a very interesting studying session. The bell rings, signaling the end of another school day. As usual, sound of footsteps and scraping chairs fills the air. I stand up and make my way down to the literature club. As I push the door open, the air immediately fills with what sounds like an argument. A given, seeing as I could hear Natsuki's voice down the corridor. Oh boy. Well, I think this is as good as a place to end this episode here, because considering a lot has happened, and this will be a good place to pick up the next episode, hearing what Natsuki is arguing about. And in case you guys, I just wanted to say it's been real, it's been fun. Thank you for watching if you made this far, and be sure to share the video with a friend if you liked it, subscribe if you're new here, and leave a like if you haven't already. It's your boy JQilin. Ciao for now.